It's Tim Albright with AVNation with the road to InfoComm. InfoComm 2026 happens June 17th through the 19th. And with me to talk about the ClearComm booth is Mr. Dave MacKinnon. Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You guys are over in the North Hall in 7005, in 7005. Dave, you guys had quite a lot to do and show off at ISE, but at InfoComm this time around, what will we find in the ClearComm booth?
Yeah, so two new products that we're really excited about. The first one is FreeSpeak Cell, which is our cellular-based belt pack. It's really a kind of innovation in the market, and it's been well received so far, shipping very soon, end of this month actually. So by the time we get to InfoComm, it'll be, out in the wild. And then the other one is Avalon, which is our Arcadia product without all of the ins and outs. So it doesn't have a front panel. It doesn't have all the analog on the back, which basically allows us to bring the price point down, but then also add some capability to it. And so we're really excited about that for small TV stations, for OB vans, field trucks, that sort of thing. It's really going to be a game changer there as well. So we're excited about both products. And so far the reception we've had, say at NAB and ISE, has been very good. So we're hoping to continue that at InfoComm.
Very cool. The FreeSpeak Cell thing, that obviously lends itself to a whole lot of applications, including volunteers and things of that nature. Explain to me how it works, though, because that, just the idea here, how does it actually help, the interpersonal communications in an environment, whether that's a house of worship, higher education, or in a corporate or broadcast space? We've
been in the wireless business for a while, right? We have FreeSpeak, which is a DECT-based system. We've had other wireless systems before that. And we've also had, for 10 years now, iOS apps and Android apps that we use that are very mature and very, well developed. And so what we basically did is we saw that in the wireless marketplace, there's too much congestion. It's what we call like an RF contested environment. So if you go to a big sporting event, you may have whoever the production broadcaster has, a DECT system, and they basically say no one else can use it, right? Because we don't want it interfering with ours. And so there's this kind of upper limit on how many devices you can have and how many different entities you can have using the DECT space. So we basically took our expertise from kind of app development in the cellular space and our wireless experience, which is, well over 20 years at this point, and kind of brought them together in this product. So it adds a lot more capacity and range. You think about what your cell phone does, it kind of works everywhere and anywhere you go. Same thing with this belt pack. Anywhere you can get a cellular signal, whether it's, one of the major carriers, or if you want to build your own, in the US, we have CBRS, which is a private cellular unlicensed band. You can use whatever you want. Any cellular frequency will work. But the advantage is, in the DECT world, we could do, say, 30 to 40 comfortably, maybe up to 100 with some devices, endpoints, with some kind of logistics, moving stuff around. With FreeSpeak Cell, we're talking about 424 easily. And we've tested hundreds at this point without a problem. So that's been very good, for our customers, especially the larger customers who are looking for, something to take on the road for a concert tour, or, they're looking to build out their event space or whatever. That's been great. On the flip side, we've also seen it kind of at the lower end of the market where people want to have an easy to use wireless system without having to invest all the infrastructure and antennas and everything else, right? So if you're a house of worship or you're a small entity, you can buy a couple of these cellular based belt packs and not have to worry about putting up transceivers and all this other antenna equipment in your space. You're just using cellular like everybody else does. And so it's been interesting because the product really hits at the top end and the low end of the market, which is unusual for a product in our business.
Yeah, and then the technology like that, you're right. You're not fighting then with existing wireless spectrum, especially in live events, house of worship, areas that's already saturated.
And we've been partnering with the cell carriers to get priority slices of their bandwidth where available, so that essentially all the communications spectrum or licensing would be kind of done at a quality of service higher than your phone, surfing the internet or using social media. So, we've done a ton of field trials. We're actually at the PGA Championship right now, and all the comms there, we've tested out with T-Mobile. It's been great, right? Like we've had all these field trials with massive numbers of endpoints. And we've learned a lot, but I think the good thing is that we've also kind of proven this product works in those environments.
Awesome. All right. You guys are in 7005. In 7005 is where we'll find you. Dave, not everybody's going to InfoComm. So if they don't go and they want to follow along with everything that ClearComm is going to be talking about that week, how do they do that?
The best way is our website, clearcomm.com, but also follow us on social media. We post a ton on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, looking forward to seeing whoever can make it to the booth.
All right, very good. Dave MacKinnon from ClearComm. We'll see him at InfoComm. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv. Follow along as we also head to Las Vegas for InfoComm 2026, the 17th through the 19th of June. All that and more at avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.